Now, the Matric class of 2021 is set to receive their final examination results in January this year. Tertiary education becomes a stepping stone for many in forming the foundation, of the careers that they will go on to follow. However, with South Africa's unemployment rate rising to 34.9% in the third quarter of 2021, education experts are urging learners to seek alternative careers. We're joined now by Dr. David Makovah, who's an education specialist. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your time this morning.
Good morning, Togozo. Thank you for inviting me. Great to be here.
You know, we talk a lot about how unemployment is such a huge problem in this country. It's a crisis really now that includes and affects our graduates. How important is it that students are not only made aware of these realities, Dr. Makovah, but are also afforded assistance in how to best insulate themselves against the problem?
Yeah, it's actually absolutely shocking. You made reference to the 34.9, 35% statistic in terms of unemployment. If we had to look at the expanded definition, we're closer to 46.6%. But I'm going to be a bit provocative here, and I'm going to challenge some of our students and the parents of these students who guide them to say most of us are aware of the reality. Our real challenge is what we are going to do about it, be it us taking tertiary opportunities, or be it us looking at other alternatives that are available in this marketplace, which is actually very, very challenging, very, very difficult, but at the same time, there are some key opportunities for those people who are prepared to be proactive and really take on 2020-22.
Now, you mentioned alternative careers, but I don't think a lot of our parents, even students, really know what that means. What are we actually referring to? And how can you tell that this alternative career is an evolving industry that is actually in need of human skills?
Yeah. So there are two channels I'm going to take here. One of them, probably your students will anticipate it. The other one is actually going to be quite controversial. The first one relates to the opportunities from a digital perspective. So there are incredible opportunities for those young people who can learn or who've got or are prepared to develop digital skills, which they can actually provide to companies, to individuals, both domestically within South Africa, but also internationally. So this idea of the gig economy that we've spoken about, particularly with regards to digital skills, younger people are able to make themselves a lot more marketable, create actually employment for themselves, not just within the local market, but within international markets as well. So earning hard currency, US dollars, etc., and so forth. That said, we've been bringing up a lot of our young people looking at tertiary education as university as the only option. And I did this very, very simple exercise with my sister who was staying with me. We've got a gardener. He comes to do a garden service every single week. I asked her, how many clients do you think this guy has every single day? And we did a number. It came up to just over 10 people. We worked out how much that guy is charging each and every single client, how much he's generating every single month as a result. To cut a long story short, that gentleman by the name of Nasberg, he's now got a team of 3 vehicles who are servicing clients. So we mustn't discount what we call the trades, gardeners, locksmiths, plumbers. And young people shouldn't shun those professions because they're real, they're viable, and if you organize, they're potentially extremely lucrative as well. So those two channels, the digital opportunity, and that cuts across all sectors, but also the trades. If you've got the humility to get your hands dirty, you don't have pride, and you want to earn a bit of money that way as well.
Dr. Makovah, thank you so much. You've highlighted these two avenues, the first being, of course, the digital path that a lot of our children these days are encouraged to take on and to embrace the fact that we are in this digital evolution or revolution. And then you've also mentioned the vocational sort of opportunities that are available to young people. But does it make sense to push or encourage kids towards in-demand jobs in the market? And I'm asking that because won't such a sector end up being oversaturated, thereby actually compounding the problem that we have of unemployment? If too many of our kids are entering the same space, we might find that demand decreases.
Yeah, yeah. You're absolutely spot on. So particularly with the challenges that we have at this point in time, I would really just encourage young people to start working, start doing something. So whether you're doing something in a vocational space or whether you're doing something in the digital space, when you start actually working, you're going to build up a core set of skills. Can I talk to people? Can I generate customers? Can I meet deadlines? Can I get to work on time? Those are skills that are applicable regardless of the particular sector or industry that you're in. So what you need for young people is just a foothold. And if you're a young person looking for an opportunity, don't become too fussy. Don't say, I'm going to do digital only, or whatever the case may be. Get a particular job or environment where you get exposure, where you learn certain skills. And if you do your job well, the skills that you learn are actually going to be applicable across a whole range of sectors. So the challenge at this point in time is if you have to sweep in the floor at one of our leading retailers, and that's the only start you can get, do it.
All right.
Because it will open up the way for you to become a programmer one day, a social media marketer or manager. But you've got to start somewhere.
Dr. Makovah, we are going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. That was Dr. Makovah joining us there as an education specialist, talking to us about how the Matric class of 2021 can best insulate themselves against South Africa's growing unemployment crisis.